These are the notes for the Go of 4.1. I'll do one example here. Find the missing terms for the arithmetic sequence, then write the explicit equation. This is review from back from modules 1 and 2. So you'll remember that arithmetic means to go from one term to the next. I'm adding something. And in our case, we generally use the letter D. However, we don't have to use the letter D. You may use any letter you would like. So when I see that I'm adding D each time, that means that to go from 12 to 24, I have to add D plus D plus D. So to start at 12, to get to 24, start at 12 to equal 24, I have to add D plus D plus D. Well, we know that D plus D plus D is 3D. And then I can now solve this equation for D. So I subtract 12 on both sides. I get 3D equals 12. Divide both sides by 4. Divide both sides by 3, which then makes D 4. D equals 4. So I now can go back in and fill in this table because I know that I now know that D is 4. So I'm adding 4 here, adding 4 here, and adding 4 here. So 12 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. And 20 plus 4 is 24. So I've now also verified that I have the correct D value, and therefore it actually does work when I plug in the values. Now, for the explicit equation. For the explicit equation, we're going to say y equals. Now you'll remember that the thing that I'm adding over and over again is what we call our rate of change, our slope, and so that's the part that gets 4x. Also, adding 4 over and over again means I'm multiplying. So I'm multiplying 4 by some number, however many times I want to add 4 over and over again. Now the second piece here is what tends to be a little bit trickier. There are several options for filling this in. My favorite is to say, well, I know what this should be if I were looking not at term 1, 2, 3, or 4, but term 0. So in this spot right here, I want term 0. Well, we know from our table that I have term 1, which is 12, term 2, which is 16, etc. Going in this direction, I add 4, which means going in the opposite direction, I'm going to subtract 4, which means now I know that term 0, or when x is 0, y is 8. And there's my explicit formula.